Good evening, highly evolved man. It looks like we got another one. Another simp has just been exposed. This one is now Cenat. And in case y'all didn't know, Cenat went on to post now in his young age that he is no longer wanting to date anymore and that he is done with dating. He never really explained what the reason was for the breakup, but as you see right here on Cenat's Twitter post, he says that he is single and he will never be in another relationship again. Congratulations to this young man finally learning. I think that he will eventually find love again. You know, you got to just move on, bruh. But what I will say, though, is that social media has definitely done some type of damage to the women in Western society and Western culture. That is a fact. So I do not blame him for not wanting to be in a relationship. But if we do read between the lines, well, he's accusing her of cheating, saying that basically, I think she was with rapper NBA Youngboy, which would just be hilarious if that is really true. And other rappers have actually chimed in on this and have said like, yo, man, you know, her loss. But what I will say, though, let's hear her side of the story. As they always say, there's two sides to the story. And what it sounds like she's saying, just to sum it up, Cenat could be a beta male provider. In other words, a simp. Whatever, man. He's a young man dating. He's going to experience this, right? But then as I started looking a little further into the story, no, dude. It sounds like she left you because you're a beta male.
Now it's easier for me to just get through life alone. I'm just gonna get you a new purse. I'm just not gonna get you a new this. I'm just gonna get you a new that. And it's like, yeah, like that stuff be cool because it's like, okay, now like I got it. But it's like, no, I just really wanted somebody that.
So he was trying to buy her gifts to make her back to being happy again. And that probably only worked for a little while. But do you see how even after you buy a woman all those gifts, and it's funny because right here he was getting pressed for looking like Diddy, even though the joke wasn't that funny, but you know what I'm saying? This is the same thing that Diddy was doing, was buying gifts for women. Never try to buy a woman with gifts. It will backfire in the long run. So she's saying instead of him being there to listen to her, that he would just try to buy her gifts.
I hate when you do that right there. That right there. Stop.
See, this was the other mistake. Didn't we already do this with Akash? Beware of the female who likes to be on social media too much. You know, like it's okay to jump on there here and there. But if you're trying to be a streamer too, like she wants to be on streams with you, taking pictures with you, sitting courtside with you because, hey, baby, don't worry, I could pay for it. Not all these men can pay for it. What do they say, man? Money can buy you a lot of things, but it can't buy you class. It can't buy you swag. It's an awkward picture if you really look closely at it too. So let's see what she posted on her Instagram, like what most women do after a breakup. She says, I left, now you want to get on the internet and rush to paint a false narrative. It's interesting how people always say that everything is a narrative. Women always say these three things I've noticed, these three words when it comes to a breakup, and they always post it on social media. And what it is gaslighting is one of them. Narcissistic is the other one. That's like the main one, you know, that we just have to erase from women's vocabulary. And the third is this one right here, the narrative. You're painting a false narrative. So what does she say right here? She says, I left. Now you want to get on the internet and rush to paint a false narrative about me off of a fake Twitter post is insane. I've never cheated on him. And you know that. I have never dealt with that man. Play that sympathetic role somewhere else, please. Woo. She put him on blast. She put him on blast. This is why I tell y'all, be careful of women who are infatuated with social media. Because you know why? This is one of the main reasons why. They will put you on blast on social media the moment that they get upset with you. And then they'll start airing out all your business. And I bet at the time that he was buying you all of those gifts and all of those presents, that you were like, oh yeah, thanks babe, I'll take it. That purse you probably got right there in this picture, I bet it's worth like $10,000. It's probably a Birkin bag or something, I don't know. Right? But I'm sure that this simp beta male bought this gift for you. Right? Man, these men have no discipline. They have absolutely no discipline. What happens is that they get a little bit of money because they're the ones that the boys decide to let in. And then they give them a little bit of power, a little bit of fame, just a little bit of fame. You only getting a little bit of fame if we're really going to compare you to the people that run this. The people that run this industry, that run this corporation, the corporation of America, the people that run this. You know what I'm saying? They're just giving you a little bit of money and a little bit of fame. And with the little bit of power that you get, you go and get yourself a girlfriend. And then once you get that girlfriend, you're like, oh, girl, I could buy you whatever you want. I'm rich. That's what they say, right? They say that they're rich and they could buy you whatever they want. A lot of women will go out there and say that they want this. And it might be true to a certain degree. I believe that these are things that they do want. But then I also think that other than that, they also want a man that they can look up to and that has wisdom and can show and teach them something that they can learn from. A lot of these dudes don't have that. They don't have this wisdom. They just got the money. In this case, what happened was she got bored. She got bored with the gifts. And she needed something that was more stimulating, that he couldn't provide. And isn't it ironic that Diddy had a similar situation with the women that he dated? Even DDG has jumped into the chat. Man, isn't it interesting? It's like right after Christmas. That's what everybody's saying too, man. Right after the holidays. It's like everybody's just... Or just right before the holidays. Everybody's just, man, just dropping it on folks. You know, Ebro and Rosenberg and all them getting fired. Kai Cenat getting cheated on. Tyler Perry gets a lawsuit. Another one from the Snow Bunnies. She puts him on blast. Kai Cenat's girl goes and puts him on blast. Yo, man, I got to tell you. Remember what she said. He would buy gifts. I actually was trying to give Kai Cenat the benefit of the doubt here. But then after reading what she was saying, he might have been a simp. And the reason why I say that, I'm not trying to take any sides, but the reason why I say that is because she kept saying that he would buy her gifts. And everybody that knows anything is you don't buy a woman gifts. Of course, okay, you buy her gifts if it's special occasions like birthdays, Christmas. Okay, we get that. But just random gifts because, oh, baby, you're mad? Here, let me buy you a Birkin. Nah, man. That's beta male, simp, provider shit. You don't do that. And let this be a lesson that if you do this, she will become bored and she will still leave you. Because you're going to have to put some type of substance in there. You know, I didn't even want to talk about this situation at first, but now I'm glad that I did because I feel like this is so relevant of how young men are feeling. Possibly could be beta male simp.